Hey guys, today I'm going to be making a little quick guide on the new Zeros boss, Vindicta. This method, you don't use any food and you can get about 25 kills an hour, so it's pretty nice. I've seen a lot of other people, they don't know how to do it right, so they get like 4 kills a trip, and they use a ton of food and stuff, so this is going to be a quick guide on how to do it. There aren't too many requirements for this, actually. All you need is medium to high level melee gear, so you can use Port's Armor, Torva, Malevolent, or Raids gear. Those all should be fine. You could probably use lower, but you'll have to use all 3 healing methods, which I'll get into in a minute. And you do need a tier 90 weapon though, so dual Drygores or Noxious Scythe is what you're going to need. The 3 healing methods are going to be a Vampirism Aura, Scrimshaw Vampirism, and the Amulet of Souls. And for this method to work, you're going to need at least 2 of those. With 2, you'll get low on occasion, which is why I have 5 food and a couple brews. But even when you get low, you probably won't die, but you know, eating will keep you safe. I also bring a Portent of Life just in case, you know, because I don't like eating even when I get low. If you have all 3, then you probably won't get low. I don't actually use all 3 because I feel like it's a waste. I usually just use 2. So, yeah, well, you're going to be using a Steel Titan because you don't need a yak. You can get pretty fast kills this way, and like I said, you don't need food. The only other requirement is you do need Dread Nips. Without Dread Nips, this won't work at all, so yeah, sorry if you don't have them. Go get them if you want to kill this boss, and if not, kill a different one, I guess. A Ring of Vigor is pretty nice. You don't really need it, but it is helpful because when you Zerk, then you can get 2 thresholds off if you're fast instead of just 1. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start my trip and walk through the first kill, and that should be really all you need to see. Nice high-end computer I have here. Alright, yeah, let's go. So you're gonna Soul Split. I'm using Vampirism and Scrimshaw this time, and I'm using a little tankier gear because you don't heal as much with those 2 versus Amulet of Souls. But anyway, so first thing you're gonna do is build up to, I get up to 50% and I slaughter it, which you don't have to do. Plus sometimes your stupid Dread Nip stuns it, which makes it so that you can't get the triple damage. So yeah, there's the first spec. Shoots out a little line of fire, I guess, from this dragon, and you just walk out of it. Once you get up to Zerk, you Zerk obviously, put on your Ring of Vigor, and then go ham. You might notice that it's really not attacking me at all, and that's because of the Dread Nip. That's the whole point of this method, is Dread Nip kind of stuns it, prevents it from using the special attack nearly as often as it normally would, and it also stops it from attacking as much as usual, which is pretty nice because then you can just lead heal off of it. Oh, come on. There we go. Got triple damage on 2 ticks. So anyway, that was the first half of the fight. All he does is sit on the ground, melee you. He does a little hurricane attack every once in a while, but it doesn't even do that much damage, so don't worry about it. And then his dragon occasionally spits fire, and then you just walk out of the way. And, oh, no wonder this kill's going so slow, I'm not overloaded. Perfect. So yeah, when you are overloaded, that'll be quite a bit smoother. Once you get her to about half health, she'll spawn this phase, which the dragon comes down, and it'll do this flying attack. You want to run lateral to where it jumps to, because it'll jump over here, and say you're standing over here, it'll shoot fire at where you're standing, so you want to run lateral to that, so that you won't be in the fire range, and then she'll just walk towards you and you can go back at will and on her. You can get to a second Zerk if you want to. Usually that only happens if your DPS is kind of slow. If it's fast, you probably won't need to. Like I could right now, but she's only at 20k, and I usually stall Adrenaline for the next fight because I'm doing 20 kills in a row. So stalling Adrenaline helps speed up subsequent kills, so I usually won't Zerk if she's this low. I'll Zerk if she's like 50k because I'm having a bad kill. And yeah, so that's really all there is to it. You get some decent drops, I guess. It's about 4 to 5 mil an hour regular drops, and then if you get an item, obviously that bumps it up. I'm not really sure the drop rate. I'm about 150 dry so far. I assume it's about 1 in 200-ish, somewhere around there. So you can do about 25 kills an hour. So once the price is stabilized, you can figure out how much you're going to be making per hour. I guess it's probably around 10-15 mil, depending on the pieces. Oh, I did forget to mention one thing. You might notice I'm not steel tighten specking like at all when it's on the first phase, and that's because this phase you really don't take much damage from this guy, and I think I messed up my circ. Anyway, you really don't take that much damage from him until this dragon comes out. So I usually save all my familiar spec bar for when the dragon comes out. Of course, when it's at 60 out of 60, then I use it once, because then I'm wasting the regen if I don't. This kill's actually a lot smoother, probably because I actually overloaded this one. So yeah, that's pretty much it, killing it. I don't really melee at all, which is why I have pretty shitty melee gear, and why this probably isn't the best DPS rotation, but it's enough to keep you alive, which is all that really matters. If you bring Malevolent, then you'll probably get a bit faster kills, probably be a little bit healthier. But you can see I'm at full health. The only time you really take damage is this thing will smack you random like 4Ks, which you have to watch out for. But also, you have to, when your Dreadnought dies, the faster you get it out, the healthier you're going to be. So yeah, like this time, I didn't have that fast of a kill, so I will berserk. And see, my Dreadnought's going to die, and now she'll get like 3 or 4 uninterrupted hits on me, and this is where I could die if I'm not careful. But luckily, you know, luckily I didn't die. That's the only time you really get low, is if you do the second Zerk. And just remember to turn off your Scrimshaw after every kill, because those things are expensive. And that's about it. I want this one. I recommend you might, if you want to farm this boss, because like I said, it's about 4.5 mil an hour. If you want to farm it, I recommend killing the Zami boss and get a ton of these from the Zami boss and using it on this guy, or using it on the Zeros thing for favor, so you can have the increased drop rate. I think this one's the best money per hour because it's probably the easiest to kill with Dreadnips. A lot of people think the Zami one's easiest to kill, but this one's a bit easier to kill this way, I think. Because, I mean, this is really easy, so I can't imagine the Zami one being much easier. I only did like 1 kill for the title, so I don't really know.